going?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Steel City Renegades. I know we did one on Wednesday when we found out that Mike Tomlin stepped down as your Pittsburgh Steelers head coach after 19 seasons. Mike's all-time record is 143, 19-2, 18-12 in the playoffs, and he is a one-time Super Bowl champion in Super Bowl 43 against the Arizona Cardinals, where the Steelers picked up the win 27-23. Got myself and Chipper here in Casa La Dynamite. Welcome everybody to the Steel City Renegades as we get rid of the music, courtesy of Five Finger Death Punch, a great band. I like to them are one of my top 5 bands of all time.
They suck.
Well, you say that loud, Chipper. You say that loud and proud. And then my main man D's joining us from wherever he's at today. No recliner, no tank top, no pizza blanket behind him. Not in the cornfields neither. But D's is live with us today, man. D's, how
I'm in the cornfields. I'm not in fucking Chicago.
Okay, well, he's not in Chicago. He has confirmed that he is in the cornfields, though. D's, welcome to the show.
Thank you. No, I could literally walk outside and throw a rock and hit a cornfield.
Okay.
Why would you want to go outside in this cold?
I didn't say I would. I said I could.
Okay.
And if you guys,
Dave,
go ahead.
I hate to break this to you.
Go ahead.
All that hard work that you put on that graphic, you got him listed as 143 wins. It's 193 wins.
Okay. Well, I'm only 50 off.
That's all.
I can adjust it. I'm sorry.
No wonder why he got fired or resigned.
Yeah.
Only 143 wins.
Yeah. I'm sorry. 143. Sorry, Mike. We haven't won a playoff game, so I forgot the last time you won a game. But anyway, Mike Tomlin out as the head coach, stepped down.
He did?
After 19 seasons.
Shut up.
Where were you at when you found this message out, Chipper? Hell froze over.
Just now. I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah. Hell froze over.
I was at work. Listened to a certain Pittsburgh sports radio station right at 2 o'clock, and at like 2:03, 2:05, they came on and broke the news saying that he resigned. And the hosts of the show and even I were like, holy shit, what? So yeah, that's where I was. What about you?
Actually, I was in the dollar store right down the road from here, and they came in a group chat. I'm like, oh yeah. I yelled out a big yes. They were like, what happened? I'm like, Mike Tomlin stepped down as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and some guy is a Browns fan. He's like, why would you want him to step down? I'm like, why wouldn't you want him to step down? When's the last time you won a playoff game? And it's just, it's a new day in Steelers football that I'm happy about.
New day. It's a new era now.
Well, new era.
The way we go through head coaches, it's a new era.
Yeah, new era in Pittsburgh.
Deez, where were you?
I was actually in that pizza blanket covered recliner, sick as hell, and even sicker, having actually stayed up and watched that fucking abomination of a football game. Watching on your favorite show, the Pat McAfee show.
Best game they had due to Mike out. What? What are you talking about, Donnie?
No idea.
I don't know either.
I think he's making a joke that the best game that they had because Mike's out.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that, Donnie. Thank you for watching the show. Make sure you guys are sharing this.
Yeah, I was absolutely floored when they come on the air and they said, we have a Schefter bomb, and they're like, okay, this is a legitimate Schefter bomb, and they said after basically whatever the statement was, after 19 season, Mike Tomlin decides what?
Good morning to my daughter Michaela. Hopefully you're doing well. Thank you for watching.
I mean, for me, we've all been saying this for years. It's not a matter of when he would be gone. Whether I mean, it was a safe assumption that he wasn't going to get fired. But was he finally to the point now where he could take it upon himself, realize that his time had passed? And if he had, okay, great. But to announce it not even 12, a little over 12 hours after the ass beating we took Monday night, I mean, that just floored me. Just floored me.
Somebody has since come out and said that he had actually made this decision last summer. And if I was a betting man, I would say that it's probably oh god, the
Glazer?
Fox who?
Jay Glazer?
Yes.
His
Because
buddy?
if you remember, and I think we even talked about it on the show, Josina Anderson put out that tweet like, I don't know, a third of the way through the season that said basically a long tenured head coach is considering stepping down at the end of the season. And everybody was like, okay, well, you know, all the signs pointed to potentially Mike Tomlin. And usually I kind of criticize her for just posting bullshit, but
Correct.
I clearly that's what she was referring to. And I think that, you know, maybe he could have changed his mind through the course of the year, but as that game unfolded, it just, I think it broke him. I was not, the only thing that shocked me about the situation was how quickly it happened. I thought if it was going to happen, it was going to be a week or two, but
yeah.
Well, they said that he texted everybody at 8:00 in the morning and told them that they were having a meeting at 2:00 and everybody needed to be in attendance for that. I guess he had a 15-minute conversation with Art Rooney II and talked to him. But Deez, can I ask a question? And this has been brought up, and I know that you tell me all the time, don't listen to Twitter, don't listen to these people. You think that there's any possibility that they made him go out like this, but really fired him and just told him, hey, Mike, you can step aside your own way, but we don't want to bring you back? Do you think any of it's possible?
I really don't. Just based off of what Rooney was saying and what we know about the Rooneys, and clearly the way that the team itself felt, which we'll get into that as well, that little story leak. But I don't believe that. I think this was all on him. And I also think that a lot of this has to do with the story that I have alluded to from my buddies that actually live in Pittsburgh that is now starting to get a few legs on it.
Are you talking about the one with the kid allegedly?
Yes.
I seen that. I was going to bring that up. There's a lot of talks that he paid a girl hush money, like 3.3 million, to keep her mouth shut. His wife is like sick or whatever, and she was a home health care nurse, and he had an affair with her and had a kid. That's a story that's out in Pittsburgh.
I have a buddy that lives in Pittsburgh, and granted, this could just be him, but they have been kind of telling me about this over the last few months. But he says that he works with the son or whatever of her parents' neighbor. I don't know, like down the line. But anyway, he's like, yeah, it's fucking true. And if you check the Twitter and the TikToks and everything, there's a lot of people that say they're from Newcastle, and like it's no surprise like that this has been going on.
This is I've heard of this.
Yeah, I heard about it too on on TikTok and as well, and there was a link posted on Twitter about it, and that's how it got me sent to TikTok. But I mean, all in all, if that's his business, that's his business. It shouldn't be leaked out that way. Whoever is bringing that up, oh well, whatever. But you know, let's talk about this. Mike Tomlin now gone as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers after he stepped down 19 seasons. Your first reaction to that when you actually now, what is it, 5 days since he did it, 4 days since he did it, now that it's sank in and you got to obviously put your hands in your head around this, and your thoughts about that. Is it good or bad for the Steelers organization?
I absolutely think it's good.
Mhm.
You know, it was clear that we needed a fresh start. Um, you know, the however you want to put it, the message or whatever just kind of got stale. But you know, at the end of the day, the results weren't there. You know, like yeah, he could, and I'll give him credit. He took some teams to the playoffs or at least to a 500 or better record that had no business being there.
Sure.
But
Yep.
but he also took some teams to the playoffs that should have been way better than they were. You
Should
know,
have done
like,
a hell of a lot more with the Killer Bees.
and I have always said that he's a good coach, he's a good leader, but he is so stubborn in his ways, and his refusal to adapt is basically his undoing. And again, it, it, I've run through kind of the gamut of emotions over these last, 5, 6 days. In that, obviously, we were on the show, jubilation, relief, all that good stuff. But then now, as the week has gone on, and you're scrolling TikTok and all these videos, and like, I mean, I thank the guy. Like, he gave us some great memories, some great quotes. Like, I don't wish ill of him in any way, shape, or form. But the bottom line is, it was time. It was time to get a fresh start.
Chipper, what are your thoughts? Same exact question I asked D's.
No,
I
I
asked
mean,
you.
if plain and simple. I mean, we don't hate the guy. Let's put that. Let's make that perfectly clear. We don't hate the guy. I mean, look what he did for us. Yeah, 19 straight winning season. Winning seasons, a Super Bowl win, two Super Bowl appearances, so on and so forth. So yeah, we can't hate the guy. We certainly appreciate him, and he was a great coach. So there's no way in the world we can actually hate on him. I mean, but his time had run his course, just like any other coach, whatever in professional sports. At a certain time, it just runs its course. Now the thing that I like to throw out there real quick, I hear people go out there. Well, you guys are ecstatic. You guys have won. Had a winning record for 19 seasons. You guys playoffs, this and this and this, and you're happy. You're happy the coach is gone. Yes.
Well, read what Mike
Yeah.
Braybander says here.
Yeah.
Go ahead and read it.
You poor Steelers fans have a winning season every year for the last 20 years and get rid of your coach. You have no idea what it's like being a Browns fan. No, we don't, and nor do we want to. But the point is, and I'll even throw this out there.
And we didn't get rid of him. He left.
Yeah,
exactly
he
what I was
left
gonna
on his own. The example that I would throw out to that is being here in Cleveland. The Guardians are always winning. They always make the playoffs. Same thing with the Cavs. Cavs are always winning. They always make the playoffs. At what point are you sick and tired of just the Cavs making the playoffs, getting beat in the first round or the second round against the Knicks or whoever? The Guardians making it to the wild card round or whatever, and not making it to the World Series, the NBA Finals. At what point do you get sick and tired of it? Just like us. Yes, we had winning seasons. Yes, we made the playoffs. Yes, we had 20 years of winning football. It's run its course. The bar is this high, guys. It's this high. We got to get over that bar. He just never did it. He never did it.
Yeah, I mean, you're not lying, Chipper, and all the Browns fans, they have their comments about how we're gonna suffer we're gonna suffer for a long time. You know what? Maybe that's what this franchise needs, because you're so used to winning and having winning seasons and just getting there to make the playoffs that why do we even make the playoffs if we get our asses beat and blown out? It just, to me, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, yeah, we're happy that Mike Tomlin has stepped down. Chipper, I think me, you, D's, and previous host on this show all said the same thing. It has been time for Tomlin to step down.
Yes.
Or the
100%.
Steelers to make a move. I don't know where D's went. I don't know if he backed out or whatever accidentally. But it has been time. The game has passed him by. He's had so much control over this franchise and the roster over the last 19 years that he's put himself in a predicament where, yeah, you're right. Well, people are going to yell, fire Tomlin, fire Tomlin. You've lost 7 straight, count them, 7 straight playoff games.
Yep.
And the last 4 have not even been close. And then you're putting a Band-Aid on a quarterback position that you didn't draft after Ben, which you should have touched on that. You have multiple times to get a quarterback in the draft that can, fill Ben's shoes. You knew Ben was not going to last forever. Then you reached on Kenny Pickett. And listen, I'm going to tell you this. Kenny Pickett is a victim of the first round and Matt Canada's offense. If Kenny would have been groomed and had a different offensive coordinator, I think he would have been pretty decent. But Kenny did play decent for us. He didn't play great. He played decent for us. He won some games for us at the last minute, last couple minute drives. I think he won 2 or 3. He won a Raiders game single-handedly when he caught Pickens in the end zone for the touchdown. Kenny was mobile. He could extend the play when he needed to, but he hasn't been that great since he left Pittsburgh. He did get a Super Bowl ring as a backup quarterback, maybe third string as in Philly, but Tomlin just hasn't drafted well. And
Tomlin and
Kevin Colbert.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kevin Colbert, which both of them are finally gone. I'm excited for the new era for Pittsburgh Steelers football. Let's go get somebody who is young and energetic and who can infect offense or a defensive scheme into this team to get us back to where we were. I think I said this before. Pittsburgh just don't come out on the field to win games. They come out to win Super Bowls.
Correct.
We need to get back to that mentality.
As opposed to a certain local NFL team here would be happy just to have a 500 record.
My problem with that is, Corey says, shouldn't have been in the playoffs any of those years with the terrible rosters and management put together with Tomlin made. And Corey,
true,
you're 1,000% correct. 1,000.
Let me address that.
Go ahead.
Yes, Tomlin definitely drug some carcasses to the playoffs. However, you're an outsider and you're seeing this, and I understand your point. But as people that literally watch the games week after week after week after year after year after year, the problem with Mike Tomlin is his not inability, but his refusal to adapt. He's running the same defense that he has been running since he basically forced Dick LeBeau out.
Yep.
And everybody knows what they're doing. I mean, how many times do you see an opposing player say, "Oh, we knew what they were doing. We knew what they were doing." It's literally the same thing. And then offensively, ever since the big blow up with Todd Haley after the 2018 season, he had Randy Fichtner and then Matt Canada, both internal hires. And then he got Artie Smith. Yeah, it was at the time a splash hire, but it was a safe hire. It was a hire that Mike knew that Artie would basically do what Mike wanted. That's why we never threw over the middle. The offense was the same, no matter who the quarterback was. We take a few deep shots down the field, and then everything else is within 10 yards. Aaron changed that a little bit, but not much. Like, that's what we were sick of. The refusal to adapt, to attack other teams' weaknesses rather than to force them into your strengths. And it wasn't working anymore. Absolutely not.
Deez, real quick. Clint has a question here. Do y'all think Aaron Rodgers will come back? If not, do y'all think about a potential quarterback, even though it's early? Listen, I'll let you guys comment on that. If Aaron wants to come back, he'll be 43 years old in the middle of the season or whatever, or before the season starts. I don't quite know when his birthday is. 43 years old. If he wants to come back, I'm okay with that. 25% chance that he comes back, I'm okay with it. But if you're starting all over and you need a quarterback who, whatever offensive mind you're getting in, I've heard Brian Dable, I've heard Mike McDaniel, I've heard Shieldhouse, I've heard multiple Shieldhouse. I mean, I've heard multiple different offensive coordinators. It's all going to depend on your scheme and whatever Rodgers wants to do. If he wants to retire, he's earned that right. Corey says he's not coming back. We don't know if he's coming back. We don't know that for sure. They said that he was a Tomlin guy. We'll find out. I would say he's probably not coming back. But would I take him back? I would. Your guys' thoughts on Aaron Rodgers coming back? Chipper, we'll go with you first.
He's probably not coming back because he said he came here because of Mike T, and Mike T is no longer here.
So would
I
you
don't
take him back if he says
The
he wants
player-
to come back?
I've read that players want it would take him back. All this, well, yeah, I get that they love him and what he did and all that other stuff. That's fine. I don't want him back. If we're gonna do this, let's do it. Let's do it right.
Okay.
Let's do it right. I don't want him. I don't want an immobile quarterback who will only throw the well. Obviously, now it depends on the offensive coordinator, but he's immobile, so he's got to get rid of the ball fast. So I don't want the quarterback that we saw this year who gets rid of the ball in 1.8 seconds or whatever the hell it was. So no, I do not want him back. If he comes back, I'm not gonna hate it. But no, I don't want him back. If we're gonna start from scratch, let's start from scratch.
Deez, your thoughts on that?
Well, to quote future Hall of Fame coach Mike Tomlin, never say never, but never. He's not coming back. He was a Tomlin guy. And on top of that, whoever it is that we end up settling on, unless it's Mike McCarthy, which I don't think that's got a snowball's chance in hell, they are not going to want to start their regime with a 42 going on 43-year-old Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
I just don't see it happening. Now, if it's an offensive-minded head coach with a great system, 0.001% chance. But I am in agreement with Chipper in that, look, if we're wiping the slate, then wipe the slate. You've already got good locker room leaders in there, at least for now. We don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, it's time.
Okay, so then let me ask you this question. Currently, right now on your roster, you have Will Howard and Mason Rudolph as your quarterbacks right now, and technically Rodgers. Counting Rodgers out, disregard Rodgers. Are you okay with turning the keys to the ship over to Will Howard,
Yes.
or bringing a veteran in to mentor him, or bringing like a veteran like Geno Smith in for one more year? Hold on. And allowing him to learn one more year. But the only default that we have with Will Howard is he hasn't took an NFL snap. So you think with the new head coach that they would be high on a 6th-round draft pick with no NFL experience and just give him keys to the ship and let him run?
Ban him. Ban Adam.
What did he say? Just hire Matt? No. Why would we hire Matt Canada? I hope he goes to the Browns as their offensive coordinator. Now, wouldn't that be something?
Matt Canada will never see a job in the NFL again.
I don't think he'll see a job at a grocery store.
He should have never seen one to begin with.
Correct.
To answer your question, there's nobody out there that, as far as like bringing in a guy that even remotely intrigues me. Now, depending on who we get as a coach, like this, we got a lot of ifs and buts here. I am cautiously optimistic that one of these young offensive gurus could really do something with a Will Howard if they get him another weapon.
There's one name that's brought up in the chat right there that I'm gonna let it sit up there. Your thoughts on that, because he's on my list because he's been linked to Pittsburgh. Kyler Murray.
Well, you guys know my thoughts on it because I've said it ad nauseum, but Corey maybe didn't tune in that day. Not no, but fuck no.
Okay, there's some other people on this list that I have. Draft Ty Simpson. You think about that from Alabama?
I'll say what I said in the chat the other day. If they draft Ty Simpson, I will be in Pittsburgh at that draft. I will go to jail for an assassination attempt on Omar Khan.
Okay, here's another name that's floating out there. Malik Willis.
Price. I think he's going to be overpriced because the market is bad. So I'm hesitant.
Malik.
Would you sign him 2 years, $50 million? 2 years, $50 million?
Hell no.
Okay. All right.
Malik Willis is another Justin Fields, for crying out loud.
Okay, hold on. Let me go.
Actually, worse than that because he's only played not even a handful of games.
Let me go down this list. I said, we say Kyler Murray, Danny Dimes, who's a free agent. Would you take Danny Dimes, D's?
Again, with the right coach and the right price.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next one, Geno Smith.
No. Hell no.
No. He's, for the second time, washed.
Okay, here's another one. Mac Jones. You'd have to trade for him because he's still under contract with the 49ers.
Now, as much as I hate anything and everything from Alabama, Mac Jones, as we saw in the Shanahan system, is intriguing.
He was one of the ones that I have starred over here on mine.
Like,
Yeah, but is it him or is it the system?
Well, if you get somebody who has a similar system to what Shanahan's running, and we've talked about who we want as our coaches to run a Shanahan system, if he's doing good in that system, don't you think he would do good in our system?
I would take Mac Jones if we had one of the Kubiaks or Shieldhouse, one of those proven offensive systems. I think that they could make Mac Jones work. But at the same time, I think that they could potentially make Will Howard work. Again,
Kirk Cousins is going to be your starter in Atlanta for Stefanski.
And that's what I don't get. Why are we even pursuing this? Why can't we give Will Howard the shot? Why? I mean, seriously. No. I mean, seriously. Why are we even thinking of Kyler Murray to this and that?
Because there's people out there that says that he's a 6th-round pick who hasn't had any NFL experience.
Who also sat on the bench and learned from Aaron Rodgers for the last year.
Yeah, we'll know. Hopefully, if he doesn't get hurt, we'll know what the coaches think about Mac Jones or not Mac Jones.
Will Howard.
Will Howard in camp. Like,
and Corey, that's a good point. Shanahan turned Darnold, so why not Mac Jones? I mean, look what he's done with Brock Purdy. Look at everybody who's played in that system. I mean, I'm not opposed to having Mac Jones. He's one of the people that I'd like to have. The other one that's on this list, he's 24 years old, coming off of shoulder surgery, and still on a rookie deal. Deez, your thoughts? And I know you're going to flip the script on this one because this was one of the quarterbacks that one of the Steelers group said, and on a podcast said that they should look at Anthony Richardson with the right coach.
Look, I'm a Florida fan, and I really thought coming out of the draft that AR was going to be something, but clearly he's not. It's just not working. Like, I think he's another Trey Lance, a project that you just put on the shelf and leave it there. And to address what Corey said about, Shanahan turned Darnold, why not Mac? He already did Mac. Mac had really good games starting in place of Brock Purdy for the Niners this year. That's what makes him intriguing because he's in a solid system. And I think he is a system quarterback. I don't think Mac Jones is ever going to be a MVP candidate, Hall of Fame type guy. But I think in the right system, Mac Jones can be a very solid starter.
All right, so
I am not. Go ahead, read it.
Go ahead, read that.
Adam is saying, "What was Will Howard? What has Will Howard done? He had one good year in college, and now he's the answer." Question. Now saying he's not saying he's not, but I don't see the hype. I'm not giving the hype. I'm just saying you drafted him. Why do you want to go out and spend money on a Malik Willis, who you've only seen 2 games, and you want to go out and spend X amount of money on him? Or you want to go out and trade for a Mac Jones, or you want to this and that. Why not give him a chance? Give him a chance.
That's not really a true statement. He had one great year where he won the Natty. But if you go back and look at his entire career, including his time at Kansas State, he got better every year. Like he was good at Kansas State. And that was why Ohio State went and got him. And gave him those weapons, and that's what he did with them.
Right. I mean, Clint brings up a good point, says that Will Howard is better than J.J. McCarthy.
I mean, you drafted him. You drafted him. Why not give him a chance? I said a little bit earlier, he had a whole year to listen and be taught by Aaron Rodgers this past season. Let's go to training camp and see what he can do. The worst thing that can happen, we could be still stuck in the same quarterback purgatory that we are now. Yeah. And his quarterback draft class sucks just like last year's did. Yeah, so hey,
I mean, I'm okay with giving Will Howard the keys to the ship and letting him run with it and see what he can do. I'm okay with that. Whether we get 5 or 6, maybe 3, 4 wins, we need that. We need that to rebuild this whole thing, and that's what we're going to do. We won't be gone long. So I mean, look at what New England did. They basically did the same thing. They had Gerard Mayo for 1 year. I think seen a thing today that when Vrabel came in, he cut 21 of his 53 starters from last season. 21 of 53 starters from last season who was on his roster and played a key role in New England last year. And look where they're at right now.
Yeah, one of them is our starting safety.
Yeah, that we're probably not going to
Actually,
get
both of them. Although Jabril Peppers isn't starting, but we have both of their former starting safeties.
Well, New England also having the easiest schedule in the league didn't hurt either.
Chipper, that doesn't matter. You still got to put players out on the field and win football games. I understand
that, but I'm just throwing that out there. That New England did have the easy schedule.
I mean, if you can get Will Howard in a system where he and I think Debo said this. Let's get back. Let's go to the Debo podcast. Did he or did he not say on there, you draft players or you, as a head coach or as an offensive coordinator, you play to their skill, correct? Isn't that what Debo said on there? Am I not hearing that correctly, Deez? Isn't that what he said about that was wrong with the problem with Tomlin is he didn't play to the player's skill?
That sounds right, yeah.
So if you got Will Howard who's talented and you see some talent in him and you put a good offensive coordinator around him, you don't know what you have in Will Howard because you haven't seen him.
Right.
I'm not saying he's going to be the next Tom Brady. Nobody's saying that.
Nope.
Give him a chance. Go get a veteran who I'm okay with getting Mac Jones and letting Mac play. And if Mac's not the answer and you're not in the playoffs, then I need to see what Will Howard's got. But I'm also okay with the Steelers starting Will Howard and letting him go through a whole season and give him some players like running backs, like another wide receiver, a tight end. I mean, I'm okay with that.
The nucleus of our offense is okay. The offensive line is young and finally decided, was getting together this year. Now, say what you want about Sam Malu at left guard. He was still really good. Now could we use somebody else at left guard? Maybe. Left tackle has always been an issue, whether between Broderick Jones or whoever. But I tell you what, Broderick Jones actually played really good this year. And then this guy, Dylan Cook, undrafted, playing left tackle, played outstanding at the end of the season. So our offensive line right now, I think, is fine. We just need the quarterback. We need wide receiver 2. We need wide receiver 3. And we need to utilize, if he's back next year, Freiermuth more.
I think Freiermuth will be back next year. I really do. I really think. I think the only two tight ends that are not back is Connor Haywood and Jonnu Smith.
I think Connor will be back just because what he brings special teams. Although again, new coach, who knows? But I definitely think Jonnu is done, and he should be. But back to the Will Howard thing, I'm in agreement. Like it's a win-win. You start him. See what he's got, give him some weapons. Maybe he is a diamond. Or he sucks and we only win 5-6 games. Guess what? We have a top 10 pick.
Correct.
In what is supposed to be, which I know it was supposed to be this year, but next year it's supposed to be a really good quarterback class.
Right. Corey asked a question. How long do you give Will Howard if you don't make the playoffs next year and he's out?
Well, it depends how he plays. Like if he comes in and shows potential, all right, let's roll. But if he comes in and looks like ass, and again, top 10 pick, we find the next guy.
And here's the other thing too. If Tomlin wants to coach next year and wherever he goes, he's going to demand a first-round draft pick, whether you people like to believe that or not. If he coaches not this year coming up, the following season, 2027. If he coaches then, they're going to get a first-round draft pick for Tomlin. I guarantee that.
They're going to get more than one.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I said 3. I was told that I was stupid. That's what George told me. You'll never get 3 first-round draft picks for Tomlin.
No, I don't think you'll get 3 firsts.
No,
you'll get multiple picks for sure. I don't know that it'll be more than 1 first, but it'll be at least 2 or 3 picks.
Corey says Arch Manning.
Well,
however, I don't think Mike Tomlin ever coaches again.
Wow. Okay. I think he does. I think he wants to prove to Steelers fans that he's the coach that they thought that he should be and that he's the coach that he is. You can go back and listen to Debo on his podcast with Debo and Joe. His ego will not allow him to sit out for more than 1 year. he's going to want to take another franchise and try to build them up and go to the Super Bowl. I think that's what he wants to do. But go ahead, Chipper.
Hey, to Corey's point about Will Howard, I mean, we're not expecting him to come in and throw for 3,500 yards, 35 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions or something like that, and win 10, 11, 12 games. Just
Dylan, you better recheck your facts, bro. They got a first and a second for Peyton.
That's true. Yes,
that's my cousin, by the way, the Michigan fan.
So when it comes to what we're expecting from Will Howard if he plays next year, we're not expecting, again, 3,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Just show us something that, okay, well, we don't need to draft a quarterback in 2027. That's all.
It's also been proven in the NFL, if you have a good defense and decent weapons around you, that you can get to the Super Bowl. Can I say Trent Dilfer? Can I say Brad Johnson?
Sure.
Can I say
Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Yeah, he's never been in the Super Bowl.
Never?
Never.
Okay.
How about Matt Hasselbeck? Another one. So 3 quarterbacks who've been to Super Bowls. Rich Gannon.
Gus Frerotte?
Yeah, Gus Frerotte.
Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, I already said Dilfer. You don't need a star quarterback to get you there. You just need weapons around him and them to manage the game. I think if you go back and look at Dilfer's stats, I think he had 11 touchdown passes that season, 16 interceptions, and passed for 1,900 yards, and took the Ravens to the Super Bowl on defense.
I mean, he didn't take them any fucking where. The defense took his ass to the Super Bowl.
You're right, true. But he still played in the Super Bowl and won and got a Super Bowl ring. Okay, you're right, Dees.
I mean, I know we hate this term or this phrase, but if Will Howard were to be the starting quarterback next year,
and he can manage,
all we would want him to do is manage the game.
Just as long as we get rid of the motherfucking small ball offense. I hate that dink and dunk shit.
Well, we would still need a wide receiver too to do that, though.
Well, you don't think that they got $65 million as of right now, and let's get into that $65 million cap space right now. Dees, if you're the new head coach coming into this, is there any star players you're trying to get rid of to get more draft picks or to free up some more money to make us better in the future? I'm gonna let you start with that, Dees. And if so, who are they?
I mean, I think anything's on the table. We talked about it before we went on the air. As much as I don't really want to see it, TJ Watt may not be here next year. That's a big contract. Now, again, I'll say to the people live now, the words first round pick should not leave your lips because it's never going to happen.
Nope.
Second at absolute best, but probably third. Highsmith, again, these are people I don't want to get rid of, but I could see them as potential trade candidates. They might nudge Cam Hayward out the door. Nothing is off the table because we're starting with a new regime.
Adam says that Mike McCarthy, or that according to Adam Schefter, that they just talked to Mike, or they're talking about getting Mike McCarthy as the head coach.
God, no.
He's 62 years old. No, I don't want him. I don't want him. Nope. Go get us a young innovator of offense.
I mean, TJ, again, it goes back to, if we're going to do this, let's do this right. If we have to trade TJ because of the money and getting a legitimate draft pick or two, why not? Why not?
You're okay with I'm okay with trading TJ, but I don't know, man. I don't know. If you're a defensive coordinator and you want to run a different defense, it's always nice to have a couple studs on there. And if Cam retires,
which he probably will now,
then you really only have Jalen Ramsey and Watt and Highsmith. I mean, I'm okay with losing one of them, but you can't lose two of them. You can't. I mean, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I don't 100% hate the McCarthy thing. Only because of the quarterback. McCarthy is good with quarterbacks.
What do you mean by because of the quarterback? Are you saying that if he comes, that Rodgers will stick around and play?
No.
Okay.
I think he could do good things with a guy like Will Howard.
Okay.
McCarthy had a lot to do with what Aaron became and with Dak's elevation to elite level.
Okay, so let me ask you this question then. If they get McCarthy, is there a slight possibility that Rodgers comes back with him?
Slight, but again, I still doubt it.
Yeah, well, I mean, Adam was right on. It says that the Steelers are expected to speak with former. Listen,
I just don't like the fact I do like it, like McCarthy as a coach, but it's the fact that he's 60 whatever years old, and you know how the Steelers are with their loyalty and the head coach longevity and stuff like that. So he doesn't necessarily fit the mold. Now, if we're looking for some stability or whatever for like maybe the next, I don't know, 5 to 10 years, I don't know if that's too small of a window, but up to 10 years from now, okay. But
I mean,
Yeah. Again, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. Like I there's merit there.
he's fifth on my list of wanting a head coach. I mean, I could see us going with him because he like Shefty says, we all know he's from the area. He knows Pittsburgh. I mean, but
I
no.
see this more as the Steelers literally turning every stone.
And if
I agree with that.
And if you do that, you need to bring in a young offensive minded coach and a good defensive coach. Like I want Raheem Morris as our defensive coordinator, him or Brian Flores, because Flores is a free agent. He can take it. It doesn't have to be a lateral move. You could bring him back in and let him run your defense if you get McCarthy. But I mean, knowing going into this interview process, the people that are conducting Daniels, Josh or Mike Daniels, who's Daniels? I don't know no Daniels.
He's talking about Miami coach.
Oh, Josh or
Mike McDaniels.
Mike McDaniel. Yeah, I'd be okay with Mike McDaniel as an offensive coordinator. I mean, he didn't do bad with the offense out there in Miami, and he wasn't a bad head coach. He just had people that didn't listen to him.
Well, when it comes to the offense, anything better than what we've seen over the last 3-4 years is better than
Adam
that.
says, "Isn't McCarthy the same as Tomlin?" I mean, you're right, Adam, but that's the chances you take with hiring any coach. I mean, you don't know. I mean, you don't know what you're going to get from any coach that's out there. You don't know. You don't know if you hire a young offensive mind.
Well, he is kind of right though. Look at all that talent he had in Dallas, and Dallas didn't do shit.
Didn't have a defense though.
Well, true.
And he had Jerry Jones.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to having Mike McCarthy as our head coach, but he's 62 years old. If you go another 10, 15 years with him, what's he, 77 when he's done?
That's what I just said. I mean, yeah, do we want a coach at 60 plus years old and who's only going to be here for 5, maybe anywhere between 5 to 10 years?
Keep in mind that we're getting ready for a even bigger shift with the organization because Art ain't going to be around a whole lot longer.
Correct.
And Dan is right there waiting in the wings, and I think he's in his maybe early 40s. So just because it's always been doesn't mean it always will be when it comes to the Steelers have to have a coach for 15 years.
I mean, you're right on that, Deez, but
I understand it too, but it just again, I hate everybody throwing this out all the time, but yeah, we've only gone through 3 coaches since 1969. But that it's kind of what I base our organizational standard when it comes to head coaches on, is the fact that we've only had 3 coaches since 1969. Yeah. So when I think that we're going to get another head coach, I'm thinking this might be the last coach that I see in my lifetime.
And also, Deez, didn't Mike McCarthy have problems in Green Bay where he didn't want to hire his own offensive coordinator and he called the plays? Wasn't that a big problem out there in Green Bay? That's why he got let go.
That could be. I'm not 100% sure with that, but still, his scheme worked for the most part, and he was really good developing quarterbacks. Not my first choice. I'll say it again, but I wouldn't absolutely hate it. He's a respected name. You can be pretty well assured that guys, coordinators, positional coaches would have no problem coming to work for a guy like Mike McCarthy. He's got the Yinzer thing going.
Yep.
Who was his offensive coordinator in Dallas? Wasn't it Jason Garrett and
Jason Garrett, and then wasn't
Schottenheimer, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I know for a fact it was
Schottenheimer.
No, Kellen Moore.
Oh yeah, Kellen Moore, which is now the head coach of the Saints.
Saints.
Yeah. So
and then it was Schottenheimer.
And Dees is right. He did have a pretty decent offense out there with Dak.
This is definitely going to be an interesting decision when it comes to
coach. That's a good way to look at it, Adam. If McCarthy comes and brings in Sheil Haas as the offensive coordinator and groom him to be as the head coach, I'm okay with that.
Sure.
But, just because Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan had all them young guys as Liam Cohen, I can keep naming more in their tree, but just one of them's got to fail. Now, they're not all going to be good head coaches, or maybe he's not ready right now. What's the kid's name from Jacksonville that everybody's talking about?
Udinsky,
who is another disciple of that tree with Liam Cohen. Not saying that it can't work, but you don't know. I would be okay with Mike McCarthy if he's announced as our head coach. I would be okay with that. But go get me an offensive coordinator that can find a way to throw the football down the field, use the middle of the field, and score points inside the red zone. And then give me a defense that's going to hold you to 14 to 16 points a game, and let's roll with it. And let's get back to Steelers football.
Damn, it sounds like the Bill Cowher teams that you just described right there.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. That's what I'm saying. Jesus.
I wouldn't be completely mad if we end up with McCarthy and Raheem Morris.
I keep hearing Raheem Morris.
I'm not sold on Raheem Morris as a defensive coordinator.
Why?
Look what he did in Atlanta. He wasn't all that great down in Atlanta. So
they had a solid defense.
Give me Anthony Weaver.
Weaver's okay.
Brian Flores, if he doesn't become a head coach.
Okay, so
although he is at the top of my list for head coaches, but
he is 44, and that's kind of the cutoff.
And he's been here.
And he's been here and's got some familiarity with the players. That's another big reason why he's second on my list.
And let's keep in mind, guys, everybody out there, you got Dave, Dees, everybody out there. Let's keep in mind that whatever comes about as far as this next head coaching hire, we may have to take a couple of steps back for a year or two and be bad for a couple of years before we actually get better, because we're bringing in kind of an unknown commodity as far as the head coach goes, right?
I'm so glad you.
There's going to be Steelers fans out there, and then of course there's going to be the fans from the team from Huntington Bank Field. They're going to be all over as well. Look at you guys! You guys suck now. Look, you're in our world and this and that. Well, let's keep in mind, because we're going to have to go through a process now. Yeah. We're going to have to go through a process of growing pains. Yeah, we may suck for a couple of years, but I'll guarantee you that the Steelers will get it right, and we will be back to the top.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And we don't build our team to win playoff games. We build our teams to win Lombardis. That's what we do. We build them to win Lombardis, and we haven't tasted one or sniffed one in what was the last year we went to the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl 43?
43. So it's been
17 years?
17 years since we've been to a Super Bowl. And that team is hungry, or that franchise is hungry to get back. You walk through Heinz Field, you see it all over the place.
Actually, no. What Super Bowl was it that we lost to Green Bay? 43 is the one that we won.
2010.
Okay. So 16 years.
So 16 years.
15 years, yeah.
Yeah, so,
because Rashard Spindenfall fumbled the fucking ball.
We lost to who? Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers. So, I'm okay with McCarthy. I am. Adam says going to be different possibility. I am here for. You could be here for.
Sure.
So will we. We'll be here rooting the Steelers on, depending on if they're 5 and 12.
And the one thing we can definitely count on is the fact we'll always be better than the team from First Energy Field. Huntington Bank Field.
Huntington Bank Field.
We will always be better than them.
We could very well have a couple of thin years. But the difference between us and a team like Cleveland or Cincinnati is that we won't stay there. We have two very good people in the front office in Omar Khan and Anthony Weidel. And they've already shown that they are bringing in some young cornerstones, offensive line, some young guys on defense. Like, we won't be down long. That's a fucking promise.
And we won't go through 40, 50, 60 quarterbacks in 30 years.
Well, I don't know. We're on a pretty bad pace right now.
Shut up, D's.
I mean, that's because Tomlin's refusal to accept that maybe it's time to reset. Like they swung and missed in Kenny.
Yep.
And the defense was really good. So it was like, all right, let's just plug a vet. And they've all sucked because, again, archaic fucking offensive style. And we were jamming square pegs into round holes.
That and the fact that Kevin Colbert didn't draft very well after Ben left. He thought that we were going to be good after, we were going to be fine after Ben left, but apparently that didn't happen.
No. But yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Mike McCarthy, but he's not first on my list. Let's get into our coaching list real quick, Chipper. I'll start with you. They've got interviews out there with a lot of people, a lot of coaching candidates. Who is number one on your list to go get that you want to have for the Steelers?
So you want my number one? My number one is Brian Flores.
Okay. And what's your reasons why?
Because he's a DC. He's been in the league for years. He was with the Steelers organization for a while, so he knows what the organization is all about. And from what the little snippets or whatever you want to call it, I've read on social media and stuff like that, that he's a hard nose, no you want to call it coach,
no nonsense.
There you go, coach. And so yeah, Brian Flores is number one on my list.
Okay, so
you said he's 44 years old too, so that fits the mold.
Okay, so who are you pairing with him offensively and defensively? If you had an offensive coordinator to go get with him, who are you going to get?
Offensive coordinator, Nate Scheelhaas.
Okay, and then who are you going to get defensively?
Anthony Weaver. I mean, I know you guys are sold on Raheem Morris. I'm not, but Anthony Weaver works for me.
Who does Weaver? Who's he defensive coordinator for right now? Isn't it the Patriots?
Dolphins.
Thank you. Dolphins. I was going to say with Tampa Bay, but no, Dolphins. Yeah.
Okay. D's. Who do you want as your number one bona fide? If you're hiring the coach, who are you taking?
Man, I keep flip flopping. I'm very intrigued by Scheelhaas. You look at him and you just you don't see it, like he just doesn't look like a leader. But then I remember that he was a decent quarterback for the Illinois team in a tough Big Ten. I believe he was second team All Big Ten his senior year, led Illinois to their first bowl win in like 10 years. So clearly he's got some leadership capabilities. He obviously comes from that vaunted McVay tree. I think he could do very good things with the offense. But again, what I said about Marcus Freeman having done nothing, Scheelhaas, if you look at his resume, he's done less. But at least he's got NFL experience. Like he's been inside of an NFL locker room, whereas Freeman has not. And if you're going to be somebody that doesn't have a lot of experience, that's a good coaching staff to come from. So one day I want him, and then the next day I lean more towards like a Shula or a Flores. And now that the Niners are out, Kubiak is on the table. I wouldn't be opposed to that either. Like
which Kubiak? Kyle Kubiak or Clint?
The one that's in San Francisco.
Isn't it Clint?
It's Clay and Clint.
Clay and Kurt.
Clay and Clint.
Clay and Clint.
Clay and Clint.
And both of them are spelled with a K.
Yeah, Clay and Clint Kubiak.
One of them's in Seattle. The younger one, I believe, is in Seattle.
No, Clint is the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks.
That's what I just fucking said. One of them's in Seattle.
Yeah. Stay away from Minter. That's who Adam wants as the Browns head coach. I hope he gets the Baltimore job.
He's third on my list.
So my cousin that's been commenting is a big Michigan fan too, and he's a big fan of Minter as well.
Yeah. My number one on the list, and I gotta say it. Chris Shula, go get me the defensive coordinator. You've seen what he's done. He's worked his way up through the ranks. He's been the defensive backs coach, the passing game coordinator on defense. I've done a lot of research on him. He's also been the defensive line assistant over there. You've seen what they've done. He's done linebacker coach. He's done everything on their defensive side of the football. Go get me Chris Sims or Chris Shula if you want to. He's 39 years old. Get him. Bring in Sheil Haas as your offensive coordinator. And Chipper keeps trying to get me to get into Anthony Weaver, but I want Raheem Morris.
I'm not trying to
if
steer you.
If you can't get Raheem Morris, then I'll take Weaver. And if you can't get Sheil Haas on the offense, go get me Mike McDaniel. That's who I want. That's my number one.
I mean, these are fantasy teams, but keep in mind that whatever coach they bring in, like they're for the most part, I would just about guarantee that they're not going to go and get another coaching candidate to be one of their coordinators. They're going to bring guys from the organization that they just came from.
Well, I mean, is that entirely true though? If you get the one guy from the Rams and then bring Sheil Haas with him, I mean,
I think that's a package deal if Shula's the head coach.
I mean, wouldn't that be feasible?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. You're going to see that more so than like what Dave is doing and grabbing this guy and grabbing this guy, and then.
But I'm saying if you don't get Sheil Haas and he's interviewed for other jobs, if you get a Shula and Sheil Haas,
I love the way you emphasize the Haas thing.
Yeah, Sheil Haas because he Yanzer,
such a Yinzer thing.
Yeah, so if you can't get him, then I'd like to pair him with Mike McDaniel. That's just my thought. If you can't get him, but if you hire Shula, it's probably a package deal. It's probably
that would be outstanding. I mean, you bring in Chris Shula to be head coach. You bring in Nate Sheil Haas to go from passing game coordinator to actual OC. I'm sure that could very well be a package deal if they decided to do that.
Adam says, "What about Robert Saleh?" Listen, after what I seen from his defense last night, nope. Keep me far away.
Yeah, but that defense is fucking destroyed by injuries.
Yeah, it is. Just like Detroit's defense was.
He falls in the McCarthy category. Not my first choice, but I wouldn't hate it.
Nope.
Okay.
I would actually prefer Saleh over McCarthy, but again, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't like it, but okay, fine.
I mean, he's got another, I hate to say this, Aaron Rodgers tie.
Just saying. I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't like it, but okay, fine.
All right, so D's, you're number two if you had to choose if your number one's not there.
Probably Flores.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. I would not be opposed to that. Chipper.
Clint Kubiak is my number two.
If we don't get Shula, Sheil Haas as our head coach. He's my number two. My number three would be Flores. Chipper, what's your number three?
Number three is Adam's favorite, Jesse Minter.
D's, what's yours?
I like the Kubiak pick as well.
Yeah, Kubiak. His name keeps on. I got Minter as number four. He's the Chargers DC, and I mean, 5 would be Mike McCarthy.
4 and 5 for me. You can interchange them because they're going to be a tandem, duo, Sheil Haas and Shula. So,
I mean, I don't know. They'll get it right. That's why we're here doing a podcast and giving our opinion. That's why they hire the head coaches and do what they do. So they'll get it right. Whoever best fits what they want to do moving forward. Then
who does D's have as his fourth?
I'll get to that. D's, go ahead. Who's your fourth and your fifth?
Again, I would put McCarthy at 5, I guess. Either Shula or Minter, I would be good with.
So what doesn't sell you on the Shula thing? I know you got him a little bit lower on your list. Is it because
I just want, like I've said, I would prefer, being how we're getting ready to find our next franchise quarterback, hopefully. So I want an offensive guru that can give him the best chance to succeed.
Well, okay, I understand that, but what if he is the head coach and you go get Sheil Haas as your offensive coordinator? Are you cool with that?
Yeah, I would be absolutely ecstatic with that. I don't think it's going to happen because I think somebody is going to hire both of them. Actually, um, I just think right now Shieldhouse's star is just I don't know how he literally just came out of nowhere, but I think that he's probably going to get picked up by somebody if it's not us.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be mad at it by any means if we get Shula and Shield.
Yeah.
Oh God, yes, that would be outstanding.
Adam says, "F it, hire Kingsbury." Listen, as an offensive coordinator, I'd take him. I'd take Cliff Kingsbury
as an offensive coordinator. Sure.
Yes,
but I don't think he wants that.
I'd also take Brian Dable as offensive coordinator.
I wouldn't be mad at those.
Okay.
I mean, if I had to pick offensive coordinators, my top 5 would be
at this point, after what happened yesterday, is Joe Brady gone from Buffalo?
Is Sean McDermott gone from Buffalo? Don't know.
I'll talk about offensive coordinator. Would you take Joe Brady as offensive coordinator?
No. What about you, Deez? Would you take Joe Brady?
As an OC, probably.
I mean, would you take Josh Allen for TJ Watt in a first round draft pick?
Let's do it right now. Let's do it.
God.
It would. You mean it would be TJ and a first for Josh Allen?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let's do it right now. You wouldn't do that for Josh Allen?
I was throwing that out there just to be a smartass.
And I'm answering it as being a smartass, but you wouldn't do that.
I mean, it ain't going to happen, but I would do it.
I mean, I would do it, but there's a way in hell it's going to happen.
Well, we live in a world of never say never. Never know what could happen.
Yeah. Mike Tomlin would never resign.
Hell froze over.
Yeah, Dave, hell froze over.
I did say that. All right, so we're coming up on hour number 2. We're getting ready to take a little 5-minute break. Stand up, stretch. We'll get back to you. Hear more thoughts here on the Steel City Renegades. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the second hour of Steel City Renegades. You got myself here.
Second hour. You guys should feel special. We're doing a second hour.
Yeah, second hour. Chipper's back with us, ladies and gentlemen, although he's complaining that he's tired and then walked in and said, "Oh, we're doing 2 hours today." I thought we talked about that yesterday before he left and it's in the group chat. But it's okay, Chipper. I know you're old and things slip your mind, but it's okay. Glad to have you here for the second hour, Chipper. I know your contract only says 1 hour, so you got to get with Mikey about that.
Just glad to be here.
Okay. Then we
So I
got
don't get fined.
then we got Dees, who is next to the cornfields. He's back with us.
Yep.
Dees, we'll let you lead off the second half of the segment. What you want to talk about this second half? Game last week, roster gutting. What you want to talk about?
Has anybody done a wellness check on George?
Yeah, he's still at the flea market waiting for us to show up over there.
That was kind of a shock to see them just get annihilated like that. But I mean, as far as roster shit,
there's a question in the chat right here.
How would you guys feel about trading this year's first for a first in next year's draft so we can move up to take a quarterback in next year's draft?
I mean, we do got 12 picks this year.
I would not trade this year's first round pick.
Yeah, I don't think I would. Now, potentially package some of those other picks that you have and maybe one of those players and use that, for next year's assets. But I'm still screaming from the mountaintops, wide receiver, first round.
Adam put on here before the break, that happens, I'm done watching the NFL. What was that, Adam? And then Donnie says, whoever it comes down to, I hope Rodgers don't want to be with the new coach and he just needs to retire.
I am not a fan of trading back to trading a first round pick for next year because again, we're being told that next year's quarterback class is supposed to be stellar, kind of like we were told prior to this season. And how did this quarterback class look after all said and done? So we never know. We don't know what next year's quarterback class is going to look like.
I know Corey from Outlaw Beer, who is one of our big sponsors here at Redline Radio and Redline Network. We want to give a big shout out to Outlaw Beer. He brought up Arch Manning. Real quick, if you guys are out today, go get yourself an Outlaw Light beer. You can get them at Sheetz, Walmart. You can get them at Discount Drug Marts. Post a picture, take a picture with it, the beer, send it to us, tag Outlaw Light and tag Redline Radio and receive a chance to win free 12-pack. I know we already got a winner, but yeah, Corey's watching. Appreciate you, Corey, for watching and supporting us. But yeah, what do you think about Arch Manning if you're there, if he's there?
I got to see what he's going to do. Like this year was kind of up and down for him. And I think he definitely needed to go back. So I want to see what he's going to do now that he's got one more year under his belt.
Is this your cousin?
Yeah, that's Dylan.
You don't think we can get a good wide receiver 2 and later pick? If Tate falls or if Lemon falls, that's who I want.
Yeah, I mean we've shown that we can find those gems later on, and I'm with you. I'm looking at Tate or Lemon. If they're not there, then yeah, potentially. But I don't know. I still think that trading away a first, like even if the wide receiver isn't there, there's other holes that we could look at. We're still going to have to replace Cam Hayward, whether it's this year or next year.
Yep. Let me ask you this: if Tate or Lemon is sitting there at 16 and you pick at 21, or we're scheduled to pick at,
go get him.
Tate won't be there. I'm just saying Tate won't be there. He's projected to be a top 10 pick. So.
Okay, so if he's 10th and you had can you trade a third to move up?
I would trade a second and third
to move in the top 10?
To move up from 20 from where we're at into the top 10 if it's feasible.
How about a third and a fourth because we got multiple thirds and multiple fourths.
Sure.
Would you do that, Dees?
Yeah, I don't know if that fits into the little cheat sheet that they have, but absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know.
If he's within 5 picks, go get him.
If he's sitting, let's say that either one of let's just stick with Tate because he's, from what I've seen, projected to be the number one wide receiver taken. If he's there at 9 or 10, and again, I haven't seen the draft order, paid attention to who's drafting where yet. If he's there at 9 or 10 and we're drafting in 20 whatever again, you would trade a second and third or a third and fourth to go up and get him?
Yeah, I'm not against that.
Yeah, okay. I don't know what the cheat sheet says, so I'm assuming it's.
I mean, look, we're sitting here with 12 picks.
Yeah.
We are not leaving the draft with 12 players.
Nope.
No way, no how.
And we might even, like D says, we might even get another draft pick maybe either this year or next year, depending on who this new coach doesn't want to bring back. Because if you're going to trade Watt, you're going to get a pick for this year. Maybe another third, maybe another fifth, whatever. Maybe you get 2/3 or a third and a fifth, or a third, a fifth, and a sixth, or maybe a third, a sixth, and a seventh. You're going to get other picks, especially if you trade back up into the top 10.
I will be shocked if we leave the draft with more than like 8 players.
What is your guys' number one priority as far as the offense goes? Is it a wide receiver 2, or is it the quarterback?
Wide receiver 2 is number A on my list. 1A.
Yeah,
like I said,
it's wide receiver because there's no quarterbacks that I want other that aren't named Mendoza.
Well, I'm just saying, because we're saying we go out and get a Malik Willis, go out and get this guy. Malik Willis, Will Howard, whoever we end up as our quarterback, probably won't do shit unless we have that legitimate wide receiver too.
Yeah, and got to have weapons.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Is so in the draft next year, are we prioritizing wide receiver 2 as the top priority, or is it a quarterback?
Unless
I mean, obviously, it's not going to be. We're not going to get Mendoza, but
unless there's a free agent number 2 wide receiver out there that you spend money on, or you make a trade for an AJ Brown. I know that's not going to happen, and I know you guys don't want him, but DK Metcalf and AJ Brown with Will Howard back there, that looks pretty damn good. I'm just throwing that name out there. That's all I'm saying. Maybe a Cortland Sutton. Somebody
you talk about a clash of egos.
I would take Cortland Sutton, but DK's fighting fans, AJ's fighting his team. Like, no.
I mean, just a thought I throw out there.
That would be a clash of egos right there. AJ Brown and DK Metcalf.
But I mean, the original question, for me personally, wide receiver 2, top priority.
Yep, agreed.
We've seen the results of not addressing it for 2 years now.
And I think that's haunting Omar Khan.
It fucking better be.
Because there was just a report out today or a couple days ago that they didn't give up a third round pick for Jacoby Myers.
I still can't believe that.
In all honesty, with the way the quarterback class shaped up, which is not good, I won't at all be shocked if before we even get to draft night, well, no, because they're going to wait and see where he falls. But I won't be shocked if we don't package 3 or 4 picks to jump up and grab Tate. I hope anyway, that Omar Khan is fucking hell bent on getting a stud too.
You would really, I mean, I know we have 12 picks or whatever in the draft. You would really give up 3 to 4 picks to draft up or move up that far?
Depending on where we think he's going to fall. I mean, let's get through the combine and workouts and everything.
Right. Yep.
But again, we're not leaving with 12 picks. So if we got to swap our first and then throw in a third and maybe a 2/5 or whatever it is that we have, again, I've seen what they've put on the fucking field the last 2 years. That's a small price to pay.
I mean, he's not lying, Chipper. And the more that he talks about it, the more that I see that happening. I mean, you got to remember too, if you want to bring a young quarterback into this league, you got to give him somebody who he's comfortable with. And if you have any thought in your mind that you're going to start Will Howard, what better than to go get him a wide receiver who he's comfortable with and he can get the ball to?
Well, I mean, that's exactly why I pose the question the
I
way I
mean, do you
posed it
agree
is,
to that, Dees?
oh, could you imagine Will Howard and
Oh,
Cardell
for
Tate?
sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely. That
sure.
immediately elevates Will Howard to a more viable candidate just because, boom, there's chemistry, man.
Yeah, exactly right. And then and again, that's why I posed the question is the fact that no matter who you bring in a quarterback, and we've seen it, everybody's talked about it, and we've seen it ad nauseum this year. The fact that we didn't have that wide receiver two bit us in the ass in a big way. So if you're going to bring in whatever quarterback you're going to bring in, you got to prioritize wide receiver two as the number one priority.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you want to get your money's worth out of DK, put a stud on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we seen already we can't rely on DK to catch every ball that's thrown to him.
Yeah, I mean he drops 5 or 6 a year, but and again, let's not forget DK is going to be in a new system with hopefully somebody that I don't know uses him to his strengths and not tries to turn him into a go ball guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're right on that. That's why Kubiak may be the answer, like you said. Dees, he's familiar with him. He knows his offense. That could be another big candidate for him. But just go get an offensive-minded head coach or an offensive-minded offensive coordinator who's going to get the ball down the field. The running game, we're going to need another running back number 2. I mean, because is Kenny going to come back? I want Kenny back.
Kenny G?
Yeah, Kenny G.
Sure.
But he's going to demand huge money. He is the offensive MVP for this year.
Yes.
And he's earned a contract. I'd say 3 to 4 years or 2 to 3 years, probably 10, 11 million a year is what he's earned.
No,
what? He's earned more than that?
no, that's pretty high for a running back. That's not named Christian McCaffrey or Saquon Barkley.
Okay, so what do you think about giving him?
I think he's probably going to fall in the 7, 8. Because remember, he's still not your number one.
Okay,
Like,
so then
he's not your workhorse.
Okay, so if you bring him in, how about a 3-year, $27 million contract? That's $9 million a year. Well, that's still close to what you said.
I would, again, for somebody that is only going to get 15 touches a game, that's a little steep.
Yeah, he won some games for us, though, Dees.
He did. No, I agree. He did. But I'm just looking at what the market shows. Like, honestly, I think it's probably going to be, they're probably going to offer him around $6 million a year, $6-7 million a year.
And if this new OC that comes in, hopefully he'll utilize him and Jalen Warren the way they're supposed to because obviously, as we saw in the last few games, they didn't utilize Jalen Warren or Kenny G the way they should have.
Utilized Jalen all fucking season.
They gave up on the running game.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. You talk about not using people properly and a new offensive coordinator. We got Roman Wilson still under contract. Would you guys?
That's an interesting question in itself because it'll be a whole new regime. Will they see the same thing that Mike T and Aaron Rodgers saw? And
he's going to get a chance in camp. I mean, like if the new coaches like him,
yeah, that's what I mean.
I mean, I don't think he can be that bad of a player. Like he's worse than Scotty Miller.
You wouldn't think so.
He's worse than MBS. He's worse than Adam Thielen. He's worse than Skoranek.
I just don't think he fit into Mike Tomlin's philosophy. Get us a innovative offensive coordinator, offensive minded head coach or whatever, and see if he can unlock Roman Wilson. If not, hit the fucking bricks.
Dees, what do you think the problem is? You just think that he didn't fit the scheme, or there were some things that he did behind the scenes, or are you hearing anything, Dees, besides?
Well, according to oh God, what's his name? Chris, the guy that the co-host with DK, Dan Kovacevic.
Oh.
Basically what he was saying was that when you look at film, yeah, Roman Wilson looks like he gets open, but he's getting open because he's running the wrong routes. And when I say running the wrong routes, I mean he's cutting at 7 yards instead of 10, or like just the timing. He was throwing all the timing off, and that's what basically got him in the doghouse. Because Aaron is Aaron, and
Yep.
and
then during
which
the
I don't blame him. I mean, that's just if that's what you're supposed to do, that's where the quarterback thinks you're going to be, and it didn't work out. I would like to see Rowan Wilson with an offensive coordinator that doesn't just try and here it is, here's the play, boom. If it ain't there, it ain't there. But instead, schemes people open. What fucking concept?
I mean, here's another thing too. We got to forget we still got a bona fide stud or star in the making at tight end with Darnell Washington. Let's hope this new offensive or this head coach and this offensive coordinator they bring in find ways to get him open too. I think he can be really, really, really utilized inside the red zone that they haven't done this year.
Agreed.
They did not use him a lot.
True.
I mean, you got to find a way. He's fucking 6'7", 320. How are you not getting him the football inside the 1 yard line?
You got to figure out a way to utilize both him and Freiermuth. I mean, for crying out loud, we just signed Freiermuth to an extension.
And I agree with you. I'm done seeing Jonnu Smith. I am done.
Ugh.
You could probably get a 4th round or 5th round draft pick for him trade wise.
I don't even tell you get that much.
Oh yeah, you can. There's still people. If Arthur Smith goes somewhere and he's a head coach, he'll bring bring Johnny with him.
Yeah.
He said line Washington out as a wide receiver. I mean,
bad idea.
Inside the 3 yard line, yeah, let's do it.
Sure.
No, they definitely need to work him in a lot more often with Freiermuth, or, and I know I might get some hate on this, move him to left tackle. Coach him up and let him be a left tackle.
Do that though, Dees? You think he'd want to do that?
I think if he saw the salary difference,
I'm gonna say dollar signs
between a left tackle and a tight end, it's a no brainer.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this question then. With football the way it is, do you think it's possible that he can be a left tackle / tight end and still make an impact, or would you just move him to left tackle altogether?
How would you do that?
Because there could be you could
tackle
swap
eligible.
Yeah, tackle.
Well, yeah, okay, I get that. Okay,
I could absolutely see a offensive minded head coach throwing that wrinkle in there. Hey, for this play, Dylan Cook, you're left tackle. Darnell, you're the extra tackle, but you embarrassed that linebacker.
Well, isn't that kind of what they were doing with the what they call their jumbo package with him and Spencer Anderson and
Yeah, Spencer had a catch.
Yeah, so that's essentially what they were doing.
Yeah, but I'd like to. I mean, Dees is right. He's good, and also too.
I think that if you convert him to a left tackle, you're underutilizing his skills. However, like Dee said though, if he's all about the dollar signs, well then yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, here's another thing you can do too as well. When you're inside the 1 yard line or you need a fucking inch for a first down, why is he not taking the snap? Somebody behind him.
He was the pusher.
Yeah, he was the pusher.
He was he was the main pusher.
Well, give me him as the guy under center.
He was the pusher, but then when he broke his arm is when Cam was the pusher.
Okay, I'm okay with that. But give me, if you're inside the 1 yard line and it's 1 inch to get a touchdown, I'm lining Darnell Washington up back there.
I'm not arguing with you.
No, I disagree. I want him not to have to worry about holding the ball. You just put your big ass behind the guy with the ball and carry him into the end zone. Like, look, I love the idea of that mountain going out for passes. I don't really want to see him go to tackle. However, if you give him a really good technique oriented OL coach,
Bill Callahan,
that dude could be an all pro for his entire life.
Bill Callahan or Mike Munchak. Sign me up right now.
Oh, God, if Mike Munchak would only come back.
How old is Munchak? Like 70?
No
idea.
I don't think he's even 60 yet.
Really?
Munchak? Yeah, maybe early 60s.
Okay,
let's look him up.
But yeah, I mean, to totally convert him to a left tackle. I mean, you're underutilizing him, but however, like I said, if he's all about the Benjamins, then yeah, he'd be smart to do it.
65 years old.
Okay. Look, as much hate as I threw at Pat Meyer, and I still think he's not a great offensive line coach, I will give him his props. The offensive line from week 1 to week 17 vastly improved.
Yep.
Well, yeah, to week 17, not wild card week, because both tackles got absolutely destroyed in that game.
And so did Sayamalu.
So up till last year, Mike Munchak.
Well, I mean, let's put it this way: Monday, the wild card game Monday night. I mean, there was nothing that went right. So other than Stroud, CJ Stroud keeping us in the game.
Mike Munchak, up until last year, was a offensive consultant for the Los Angeles Rams. I'd take him.
Imagine that. Yeah, I would too. In a heartbeat.
Wow. Do you think for who? For what team? The Rams?
The Rams.
Do you think Shieldhouse would bring him?
I mean, I would.
Very possible. Shula too.
Yeah, Shula.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Look what they did with Dotson.
Could you imagine that package deal? You get Shieldhouse, and Munchak?
And Dotson was there last year too. So that's
we ran Dotson out of town with pitchforks. He went to the Rams, became one of the best guards in the league.
Yep.
And Munchak was part of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm okay with that. Shieldhouse.
Can you imagine that package deal? Shieldhouse and Munchak?
Let's go. Let's roll with it.
Sign me up. I'm good.
I'm good with that too, man. I mean, yeah, we need a lot of work. We know that. We know the fans are chomping at the bit to get this coaching search done. But another thing Art Rooney said in his press conference, he said it might be right before the Super Bowl that they get this done. They're going to take a long, thorough process to get this done. And listening to the Debo and Joe podcast, if you guys haven't watched that, you know, Debo is for the Steelers all the way. He messes with Joe about playing with the Browns and talking about the Browns, but Joe's played with both. But if you go back there and you listen to what Joe or Debo's talking about, he said that in his opinion, he thinks the Steelers haven't been good defensively since they ran Dick LeBeau out of town.
True.
Agreed.
100%.
And Joe
100%.
and Joe Hayden, who was there for 5 years with the Steelers, and in 5 years, how many cornerback coaches do you think he had? 5 different ones. And that's when Debo was like, well, how are you learning to play football?
Yeah.
How are you learning? You got 5
I would say the defense hasn't been good, but it certainly could have been better.
Inconsistent.
Yeah. Like, and look, again, addressing the people that are like, why do you want Mike Tomlin gone? How am I wording this here? Look, I don't know that it's ego or that he's such an alpha personality, but he is the sole reason that Dick LeBeau left.
Correct.
He wanted things more his way, and Dick LeBeau, being Dick LeBeau, let Mike do it, and they dumbed down the defense, as we've heard Debo talk about. And that's why LeBeau left. LeBeau didn't retire. LeBeau went and coached in Tennessee, and didn't work out because he didn't have any fucking talent there. Like, LeBeau's defense was so complicated that nobody could figure it out. Like, it was just, you couldn't do it. Young quarterbacks, they didn't have a fucking prayer. And then Tomlin dumbed it down, and he had Butler there, who was, he had been there forever, but he was a yes man.
I was going to say yes man.
And he just basically did what Tomlin told him to do. Butler retired. Oh, there's Terrell Austin. Again, yes man. He'll do what Tomlin wants. On the offensive side of the football, he got a lot of heat, but 2017 Todd Haley, that was the best Steeler offense we probably have ever seen. It struggled a little bit in 18. And again, I think Tomlin's alpha took over. They butted heads. They ran Haley out. And then what happened? We had an inside hire with Fiechner. We had an inside hire with Canada. And then we had a yes man in Arthur Smith. Like, that's why we want Tomlin gone. We want somebody that will coach to win instead of coaching to not lose.
Well, you guys heard the stories about how, Ben was pretty much drawing up plays in the dirt towards the end of his career because the offensive coordinators or the offensive plays was shit. He was basically calling his own plays or making up plays in the huddle as he went along in the dirt and whatever. And he did very well. So yeah, it's been a while since we've had a legitimate offensive coordinator.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this question real quick. Would you guys take Ben Roethlisberger if there was an opportunity to be an offensive coordinator or maybe a quarterback coach?
Quarterback coach.
How about you?
Would, but he has
he has
zero desire to do that.
Yeah, he said that. But if it was opposed to him, what about Debo being a linebackers coach?
Sure. Okay. Sure. Where do you guys?
I don't know. Debo. No, Debo is just pure brute strength. Like you can't really coach that. Like,
nope.
Would I bring him in like as an assistant to just scare motherfuckers? Yeah.
Let me throw this question out to you guys. Which side of the ball do you think needs? Which side of the ball do you guys think is better off?
The offense.
So right now you think the offense is better off than the defense is?
Yes.
These?
Well, it's close, but I have to agree the offense because I feel that we have three like rock solid offensive linemen. Dylan Cook, maybe a gem. We have DK, who again, if you pair him with somebody, DK will be DK again. You got Muth in Washington. You got Warren and hopefully Kenny G. Or I'm not out on Caleb Johnson yet. I think Caleb Johnson is still going to be a productive running back in the league. So yeah, the quarterback, we don't know. Will somebody next year, but overall, the youth is very encouraging that we have on offense. On the defensive side, yeah, where'd you guys go? You got you completely fucked me up here. Derek Harmon obviously is probably going to be a cornerstone for a long time. Keanu Benton started really bad, but showed flashes. Peyton Wilson, I think, will continue to improve. Patrick Queen, I think he gets one more year. Joey Porter Jr. is going to be an absolute stud. Safety is a question mark, obviously. Still need another corner if it's not Asante. Pierre, who knows if that's a consistent thing or not. But the defense has some pieces, but overall, I think the offense is in a better spot right now. And I expected you to come back, and you didn't. Debo beyond Tomlin's ass in the yeah, he definitely there's some bad blood there. I think he definitely respects Tomlin to a certain degree, but he also feels that Tomlin kind of betrayed him with the whole TJ Watt thing and how they just basically handed him over and then let him go to where'd he go? Cincinnati first. You lost internet. Shit. All right. Well, apparently it's just the D show now. But yeah, like Debo, you can tell he definitely still has a little bit of ill will towards Tomlin. And I can't really say that I blame him. I think they definitely pushed Debo out a little sooner than they should have. But it isn't like we replaced him with garbage. We replaced him with TJ Watt. So let me see if I can get these guys back. I don't even know if I can send an invite. Probably can't. So yeah, if you're just jumping in here, we have lost Dave and Chipper to a internet crash. Anybody else have any questions or comments? Who do I think? Boy, I felt pretty good about my picks yesterday, and I was wrong on both of them. I think Houston. If Houston's defense plays the way they did last week, granted, our offense is not nearly the threat that New England's is, but that defense is going to have to carry them today, especially with Nico Collins being out. But as much as I hate to say it, I think New England at home is going to be a little too much for them. And with what happened last night to Bo Nix, we basically just punched New England's ticket to the Super Bowl, in my opinion, as much as I really don't want to admit that. And then as far as the game tonight, I know Stafford has really struggled in the cold on the road or whatever in the playoffs. I don't know what the exact stat is, but I just my gut says the Rams. It really does, but I don't know. The Bears seem to find ways to pull a rabbit out of their ass. But I'm going to go with the Rams and the Patriots. Where are these dudes at? All right, so what are your what do you think of the catch / interception last night? Not to keep bringing it up, Tomlin. What are your thoughts on Devo saying Tomlin's not a Hall of Famer? Again, I think that's some of the sour grapes. Look, there's no question that Tomlin's going to make the Hall of Fame. Debo's big argument is the coaching tree, which I see his point, but the main thing with Tomlin, and I think we actually talked about this before we went live today. The thing with Tomlin and the lack of coaching tree is you see some of these coaches, you can trace them all the way back to Bill Walsh. And anytime you see a coach that has a coaching tree, typically it comes from a schematic coach. No, I don't agree with him. Tomlin's without a doubt a Hall of Famer, but a schematic coach tends to have guys branch off because they start with his scheme, maybe twist, turn, whatever. Again, looking back, Bill Walsh and then the Shanahans, like you can literally take that quite a ways. Whereas Tomlin has never been a scheme guy. He walked into a situation where the coordinators stayed in Bruce Arians and Dick LeBeau. And then from there, he just kind of kept going, plugging guys in without really changing the scheme too much. Nothing innovative. So like nobody wanted those guys because like they didn't really bring anything new to the table. So I think that's why, Tomlin doesn't have that coaching tree, and it's kind of a bad rap because that's just not the kind of coach that he is. So I think that's the difference between a coaching who can make a coaching tree and who, doesn't. But again, he coached for 19 years. He's got a over 600 win percentage, never a losing season. He has a ring. Bill Cowher's in the Hall of Fame, so there's zero chance that Mike Tomlin doesn't go in.
Shipper, your thoughts on Mike Tomlin being a defense or a Hall of Famer?
Hi, Dees. Welcome back.
I felt like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Well, during this whole little segment that we've been blacked out on, we've at least been able to listen to you and stuff. But yeah, Tomlin is, in my opinion, is he a Hall of Famer? In my opinion, I say no, because what other than the longevity and the 19 years of winning seasons, what else has he done? He won the Super Bowl that he won was with Cowher's players and team. Other than that, he hasn't done anything.
But the Hall
Look,
of Fame doesn't care about that. They're
I,
just going to look at the ring.
I understand, and he will get in again because of everything he's accomplished and everything else like that. But again, my opinion, I don't think he's a Hall of Famer per se, but because of the precedence, he will get in. The longevity, the ring, all that stuff. He'll get in.
Yeah, like he's not reinvented the wheel or anything. Again, that was kind of what we were talking about with schematics.
Yep.
However,
Yep.
To bring up the point that somebody said early in the show, he has drugged some bad rosters to non-losing seasons.
True.
And yeah, there's like, is he Bill Walsh or I don't know, any other great coach, multiple Belichick, whatever? No,
Belichick.
but without a doubt, he's going to get into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, agreeable. I think he is a Hall of Famer. He'll get in a first ballot. Unlike D's, I do think he's going to coach again, maybe next year. I think he'll take some time off to reevaluate his life and his love of the game. He's still only 56 years old, so he could coach for another 10, maybe 20 years somewhere. We know that he's a good coach, a Hall of Fame coach, and Hall of Fame coaches normally don't sit on the sidelines forever. Look at Sean Payton. He came back. Bill Cowher said the reason why he didn't come back is, and I just found this out from Cowher, he says that he realized that he missed the game, but he realized that when he was out in New York that he could go live life every day and not be asked questions about football and just enjoy life. And that's exactly what Cowher said. Maybe Tomlin, is like that. But again, I think his ego is way too big for him to sit on the sidelines and say, hey, listen, that 19 years in Pittsburgh when I had no losing seasons, that was really me that did that. And it was the roster that I had. Now I want to prove that I can build. And maybe he changes some of his philosophies about, getting an offensive coordinator and not running everything himself. Maybe he does that. I don't know, but he is a Hall of Fame head coach. I agree with Debo. He doesn't have anybody from his tree, but I'm just glad that he's not a Steelers head coach no more because we've been calling for him to be gone. I know for at least 7 years. And I just really wish Mike the best of luck, but I thank you for your 193 wins that you gave us in.
Now it's 193, not 143.
Well, I hit the wrong button. My bad. 193 wins that he had. I thank you for that. I thank you for the Super Bowl, the 2 Super Bowl appearances. Time to move on.
So you guys, Deez, I correct me if I'm wrong. Do you think he's coming back next year or no?
No.
Okay.
I don't think he's coming back at all.
Okay. So
just based on what we have been told that he told that team in the locker room, maybe in a few years, but no.
So then I guess, Dave, this question will go more toward to you then. You think he'll come back next year or he'll come back in the next couple of years?
Yeah, I think he will. He did say to the team that he doesn't want to coach any other guys but the guys that are in that room. But I do think that there's going to be a job that's going to blow his socks off. And if he comes back, it will be 25 to 30 million a year for him to come and coach. And it'll be for a team that is on the rise that need a coach.
Okay.
For instance, hold on 1 second. You asked me a question. So say if the Eagles job comes available and you have stars in the place over there with defense and you think you're a coach away and you have that roster, that could be a job you go to.
Well, that's my point. My point is
Kansas City.
There are 9 positions to be filled just this year alone.
7 now.
There were 9 positions open to be filled this year alone.
By the way, for you guys that don't know, like Chipper, Kevin Stefanski is now the new head coach of the
is it official?
Yes.
Oh.
Atlanta Falcons head coach.
I said from the beginning that was the best place for him.
Okay, go ahead.
But anyways, so with the 9 positions that were open this year, the current head coach landscape NFL who have established head coaches, McVay, just
Andy
throw
Reid.
and Andy Reid, whoever. If he decided to come back next year, even in 2 years, what positions would be open in next year or 2 years?
I would say if Schottenheimer doesn't do good in Dallas, that's a spot he may go to. Sirianni, depending on what he does in Philly next year.
Zero chance Tomlin goes to work for Jerry Jones.
I'm just saying. If that job comes available, that's going to be a hot job.
Tomlin ain't going to go there.
Kansas City, maybe. Maybe Buffalo if McDermott doesn't make it next year, and you got Josh Allen. That could be a possibility.
Jets.
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 Yeah, the Jets could come open next year or two. Sure. Yeah, I don't think he'd go to New York Jets
who
either.
else?
But you get my point though.
Yeah.
With however how many job openings there were this year alone.
There will be a team this year that hires a coach that'll fire them after 1 year.
There's still going to be 5 or 6 openings next year because there's always 5 or 6 openings.
Do you really think there'll be 5 or 6 come next year?
Yes.
It happens every year.
Okay. Yeah, off the top of your head, can you give me the 5 or 6 besides the Jets will probably be obvious that they'll because they're Jets. They don't do anything right.
Jets is one. Chiefs is potential.
Okay.
Philly's potential.
Yeah, they might get sick of Sirianni's shit. Arizona, they just fired.
Oh, that's open. That's open this year.
Would San Francisco be open if Shanahan doesn't get to?
I doubt it. I think he's pretty secure. Like
this is why I'm posing the question. I mean,
New Orleans with Kellen Moore?
No.
I mean,
no, because he's first year coach this year, and he's
Dan Campbell.
Colts is a definite possibility, even though they got the the backing this year. I think if they fuck the dog again this coming season, I think they're going to clean house.
What about Dan Campbell, Detroit?
No,
I doubt it.
No.
What, Sean McVay? Buffalo?
Oh, McDermott?
Buffalo's a possibility. A possibility.
4 right there.
Okay.
Cincinnati, maybe? Because
that one's on the table for sure.
Zach Taylor, I don't know how he fucking survived.
Who knew he'd be the lone survivor in AFC North?
maybe the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, you can never say never on the Raiders. Like it's hard to say.
True. That's true.
Who else is over there? Well, you got Harbaugh in the West. Who else is in the West? You got
Denver, KC, the Chargers, and the Raiders. So
well, we know Vrabel's not going nowhere.
Nope.
We know that.
Okay. Well, I mean, you've answered my question. I mean, I could think of 5 or 6 come next year, even in the next 2 years.
There Tennessee maybe, depending on who they get as their head coach, and maybe Arizona.
God, I can't.
Them franchises are known for that.
Arizona's not, but Tennessee is such a mess.
Who was the head coach in Arizona before Gannon?
Kingsbury.
He lasted what 2-3 years, right?
I think so.
And then this is Gannon's second year.
No, Gannon's
second year.
Yeah, this was his second year. Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, he didn't get fired yet, did he? Yeah, he's definitely on the list.
Yeah, he got
no,
fired.
he's fired.
Yeah.
Oh, he was fired?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Dallas will probably be open if Schottenheimer doesn't do good. But like Dee said, Tomlin may not go. I would never say never. That would be hell froze over 2.
When it comes to Dallas, I'm fucking saying never. There's no way Tomlin is going to go and play for Jerry Jones when Jerry Jones, like Tomlin's not going anywhere unless he's got some roster control.
Yeah, he won't put up with Jerry's shit.
Yeah,
the circus that is Jerry's world.
Carolina, maybe.
Not now.
If they fall off a cliff next year, yeah. And you can get Tomlin, and Tomlin's out there. You don't think the Carolina Panthers would much rather have Tomlin than Dave Canales if you fall off a cliff?
Look, if Tomlin wants it makes it known that he wants to coach next year or maybe even the year after that, teams will fire their coach to get Tomlin.
Oh yeah, what's the Tampa Bay's head coach?
He's definitely on the.
Todd Bowles.
He's definitely on there.
Yeah, his seat's warming up.
And Tomlin's familiar with Tampa. He was the special. Yeah, I wouldn't count that out.
That's where his girlfriend lives.
I mean,
He said that's where his girlfriend lives.
Yeah, she moved to Florida. Yes.
I mean,
that's fine. I mean, I asked for, again, I said with the current 9 openings for this year, and a bunch of the teams having established head coaches, give me 5 or 6. You guys give me 5 or 6 that could open up next year or in the next 2 years. So okay.
And it's also funny too, Chipper, that you brought that up. 2 head coaches from the AFC North have already found jobs in the NFC.
Yep.
Stefanski and Harbaugh both have found jobs. Your thoughts on that, real quick?
And I'm pretty sure if Tomlin came out and said that he wants to coach next year, he would already have a job now too.
Do you
as opposed to all the other
okay,
guys.
so let me ask you this question, and I'll ask Dees this first. Dees, if Tomlin said he wanted to coach this year, do you think he would have been in Green Bay over Matt LaFleur?
I think he would have been at the Giants. I really like the Giants. Literally weren't going to make a decision until they knew what Tomlin was doing, and I will bet any dollar amount that the Giants were the first team to call and gauge interest. And when he said no, they put all their eggs in the Harbaugh basket.
Do you think that's what part of the holdup was?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
That's interesting. Okay.
You think Harbaugh will do all right in New York?
I think he'll do all right. However, no coach in NFL history has won a Super Bowl with 2 different teams.
Truth. That's fact. I looked it up the other day.
Do you know any coach who's led 2 different franchises to Super Bowls?
Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Dick Vermeil.
Yeah.
Parcells, right?
Didn't
Parcells went to the Super Bowl the first year when he was in New England, right?
Dan Reeves.
Dan Reeves, Atlanta and Denver.
Parcells went with the Patriots, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he went with the Giants.
Mhm.
Yep.
Tony Dungy, John Gruden, right? No, Gruden didn't go with the Raiders.
Callahan did the following year when he left.
Yeah.
And got his ass kicked by Gruden.
Because he knew the playbook. They didn't change anything.
But, I mean, streaks are meant to be broken. But odds are that it won't happen. But I think he will at least have a degree of success. If Dart doesn't, spill his brains on the field.
And we are talking about a New York football team. So, yeah. I mean, you got that going for you. So you never know.
I think
they have a way of fucking things up in New York.
I think going into this season coming up, I don't think Aaron Glenn makes it past Game 6.
Would not be shocked
if the Jets are not good.
Again,
the first person they're calling is Tomlin.
Again, it's New York.
They will call Tomlin. Tomlin will be a Jets coach.
I don't think Tomlin's a New York kind of guy. He wouldn't want all that shit.
He's not. And here's the other thing. I don't think Tomlin will go anywhere where it is a full fucking rebuild. He's going to go to a team that's on the cusp.
Mm-hmm.
If he goes anywhere, I still don't think he's going to coach again.
I don't either. And
if the Jets call him,
there's only 2 spots I see him going. One is Tampa, because he's familiar with there. And if Minnesota ever opens back up, he'll probably go to Minnesota because he was a special teams coordinator there.
He was only at Minnesota 1 year.
I mean, he still got ties there.
There's
still people in the organization. Yeah, they were talking about there's somebody in the organization like
the offices maybe, but definitely not on the staff.
Yeah, there were somebody. But anyway, I think number 1 would be Tampa. If he came back and coached, it'd be Tampa. It'd be somewhere warm. Maybe Miami too. You never know. Miami fucking. I mean, they don't get it right.
Would he also go down there because if he has a certain acquaintance down there that he'd want to meet up with again?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of 24, 25-year-old bartenders in Miami.
Donnie says Browns again. Well, Tomlin's not coaching the Browns.
I don't think he would go to Browns.
Tomlin's not coaching the Browns, just like you wouldn't coach Baltimore. But it was funny when Bisciotti was asked about Tomlin. He goes, well, I don't know if I'm going to hire him now after he did this.
Yeah.
But all in all, good show, besides the little 3-minute hiccup we had there with the internet.
All right, I gave mine. What are you guys? What are your picks for today?
Who's playing today?
Rams at Bears, and Texans and New England.
Give me AFC Championship game: Denver Broncos versus the New England Patriots
with Jarrett Stidham as quarterback.
Yeah,
and the Patriots advancing to the Super Bowl. And then the NFC Championship game is going to be the Seattle Seahawks versus, I'm hoping and praying, the Los Angeles Rams, with it going to be the Rams and the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. And coming out on top, it will be the coach that I wanted last year, Mike Vrabel, and the New England Patriots win the Super Bowl.
Go fuck yourself. I'm not ready for another fucking New England goddamn.
Right.
I just want it because I fucking like Vrabel. Like, we should trade Tomlin and 3 first-round picks to go get Vrabel right now.
Well, it's not obviously not going to happen.
I know that. I'm just fucking wishing.
Just like the TJ Watt in the first rounder for Josh Allen is just some asshole throwing some out there.
Well, Chipper, your thoughts? Who you picking?
You know what, man? I got the Patriots beating the Texans, even though the Texans defense, as we saw the other night, is really fucking good. Really good.
Yeah, I picked New England. Nico Collins is out. They're going to be struggling.
Yeah. So yeah, I got New England.
Who's going to the Super Bowl from the AFC?
Well, now that Dee's favorite quarterback Bo Nix is out, I got to go with New England.
Okay,
I got New England.
NFC.
I don't know, man. I'm rolling with the Bears. I'm rolling with the Bears over the Rams. The way the Rams looked against Carolina last week, and the Bears are just
on a
roll. They're like butter. They're on a roll.
I would like to see the Rams, but man, after watching Seattle last night.
Oh yeah, I definitely got Seattle and Patriots in the Super Bowl.
If they continue to play like that, nobody's beating them.
No.
Now, granted,
fucking Darnold.
Any given Sunday, we know how that works, but
yeah,
Sam fucking Darnold
with a good coaching staff. That's the thing.
Yes, I'm just saying, Sam Darnold.
And by the way, for those of you out there still watching or listening, you have plenty of time right now. Do the smart thing. Take February 9th off from work. Just saying.
And also, Chipper, if they're choosing a beverage for the Super Bowl, what beverage are they choosing?
Tito's. Oh, whoops.
Crown Peach.
Outlaw beer.
Oh, Outlaw beer. Go get yourself some Outlaw beer from Sheets. You can get a tall boy can at Sheets. You can get 12-pack and 30-packs at Walmart and select discount drug marts. And if you grab a 12-pack, 30-pack, or whatever, be sure to take a picture of it with you and shoot it to social media, and be sure to tag Redline Radio and Outlaw Beer and to win a free 12-pack.
All right, real quick, Deez, how long before the Steelers announce their head coach?
I think it'll be announced before the Super Bowl. So within 2 weeks.
Yep. Same here.
Within the next 2 weeks. All right, for Deez, for Chipper, for me.
Yeah. And the technical issues.
Hey, have a good night, everybody. Enjoy yourself some football.
See ya.
Redline Network introduces our newest partnership, Outlaw Light. Outlaw is crafted for all of the beer drinking patrons of America. They aren't preaching or teaching, their mission plain and simple, to provide a high quality beer at an affordable price. Outlaw is crisp, crushable, refreshing. Available by the case, tall boys, 16-ounce 6-packs or singles. Go to outlawbeer.com to find the nearest can or tavern near you. the Red Line Network proudly raises their cans to you. Stay bold, outlaw.